Social Progress Index. But I must first and foremost thank Dr. Vivek Debroy, who's been a big supporter of the idea in terms of really doing an independent research, which was really looking at the idea of social progress. And of course, Pavanji, who's sitting on the side, he's been very kind in terms of his support from logistical perspective, from say the data issues that we were facing and really getting the right set of things and so on and so forth. So thanks a lot. So special thanks to ESEPM for enabling this work for us and putting faith in us to really do this. But again, it's an independent body of work which has to be clearly understood and recognized. And having said that, if you really look at the whole idea of social progress index, what we are really looking at is that we are looking at three big pillars. And those three big pillars are basic human needs, foundations of well-being, and opportunity. And again, if you really go deeper, the index is an index for all the states and 709 districts in the country. So the biggest thing about this work is that there has not been an index which really focuses across the board on social parameters or social development and really looking at those development of an index. We are looking at 89 indicators for assessing or looking at states, and we are looking at 49 indicators for looking at the districts. Again, India has more than 760 districts, but we have looked at 709 because we had absolutely robust data for 709 districts because we had to really bring in the very basic principle of really getting the right set of data and really pushing this forward. In terms of the next steps as we really look at it, this is the initial body of work, but we do anticipate that we are going to be looking at a longitudinal assessment as we go along. So year-on-year assessment has to be done, because what matters is that how do we really change over a period of time. So if we are able to do that longitudinal work, that will be a very powerful experience. We have done something in a report in terms of looking at some base level indicators as to how things have changed, but over the next years as we really progress, we would look at the change or the delta effects that are actually happening, because that's where the beauty of this work would actually come through as we go along. And there is also a very important thing that we have done around this is that we have created a tool wherein you're able to look at all the states and all the district scorecards. So if you really go to the PMEAC website, it will be opened up at about 1 o'clock. You will be able to see that tool wherein you'll be able to see what is happening across districts. So for all 709 districts is what you will be able to see the tool for in all the states. If you really look at this, I think that anybody who wants to understand districts and states, he can look at it as to what are the indicators saying, how are you really doing across your peers, is what we are really looking at here, doing here. But having said that, I think, again, I must thank everybody here. I would also like to thank Michael, who's my co-author, Michael Green, who's my co-author for this body of work. I think we couldn't have done it without him and my team as well. We were close to 15 people who were working on this for the last 15 months to really get this going. Thanks to my team as well out here who's been of great help. And I would also like to thank our partners like Social Progress Imperative, who's done that. We had the Social Progress Initiative in India, part of the institute itself, who's been able to do this. And I must also thank our funding partners who have funded our body of work, and that is MasterCard funded it. But again, to put it on record, they fund us as a body of work. They were not involved in this work at all. So it's an intellectual work that we have done independently. Thank you. But without further ado, can I request Michael to really come up and deliver his keynote.